little known facts about Wyoming. It is home of the headwinds. And it's home of the naturally growing beer cans. You'll commonly find them on the side of the highways and growing in the cattle guards. Really interesting species. Say cheese. Cheese. What up, man? Oh, look, it started up again. Wow. My first encounter with snow. I've been seeing so many bear tracks. This is my first day. It's a pretty intense start, very muddy, lots of bear activity. Hoping to get onto Highway 27 pretty soon. Get some pavement. Maybe stay on that highway until I get out of grizzly country. It's something else out here. It's getting in my head for sure. Ooh! Second day on the divide, starting from the Tetons. It's 8:11 in the morning. Very cold night yesterday. Super muddy ground, so I ended up sleeping and getting pretty wet. Very quiet highway. There's maybe a car every 2 minutes. And abundant surface water. Climbing Tagwati Pass. Since climbing this morning, I've now gained Togoti Pass. This is the pass that lies at the head of the Wind River, astride the Great Divide. Right now I'm at 9,658 feet, and it was an ancient travel route for the Tukadika people who lived among these high rugged peaks and migrated on foot for thousands of years. They were known as the sheep eaters. You have a tree with a bunch of bighorn sheep skulls in it, and a depiction of the men and women around a campfire, and looks like they're cave dwelling. I picked up some bear spray, and the shop owner had some spare rope that he gave me and a little piece of webbing that a customer left in her room. So now I can hang my food, and I got bear spray just in time because I'm headed back into the wilderness for the next 2 to 3 days to get to Pinedale. Feeling well prepared now. Just got on the bike. Got a pretty challenging day up ahead. It started raining last night and the skies are looking a little gloomy. I'm headed up Union Pass today. Not sure if I'll encounter a lot of snow or not. Kind of prepared for a lot of hike bike today, kind of just like yesterday. Only tracks I'm seeing out here are animal prints. And me! Ooh, 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 ooh! It's been an intense day of lots of climbing and some fun descents through pouring rain. Wearing all my layers. It got pretty cold on the Union Pass. And descending, it was all downpour for many hours. But then the sun did come out and I took a break and I dried out my things. I'm now at Mosquito Lake. Tomorrow, I'll probably go just a little ways to Whiskey Grove Campground, where I don't believe the grizzlies are an issue, and have a rest day there. So I'm looking at only 13 miles tomorrow. But as I've learned today, even in these past couple of days, even 13 miles, that can be quite a bit sometimes. It really just depends. So right now there's a thunderstorm going on and I'm hoping it's gonna get it out of its system tonight, and tomorrow I hope it's not raining. Yo, yo, yo. It's time for another MTV Cribs, dog. First up, I'll show you my ride. Yeah, there you have it. Come around the front, let me show you the crib. Yeah, not too bad, huh? Not too bad. Come on inside. Got the guest house next door. Yeah. Alright. Bed and bath. That's what I'm talking about, dog. On a much more serious note, my tent has been getting soaked for these past 3 nights since it started raining. And now it's decided to throw me a curveball with some snow. And in terms of survival and comfort, because I really need to keep my sleeping bag warm and my down jacket dry as well, moving into the crib back here. You know, not my first choice, but my tent is a seeping pile of wetness that I'm no longer gonna stay in for tonight. Howdy, howdy. It's been one very eventful day. I'm currently in Pinedale at the Mountain Man Museum. Just spent a good hour and a half in there checking it all out. Really cool museum, and I'm glad my guidebook recommended it. This morning started by waking up in the Forest Service bathroom, but through the night there was a very large animal right outside the door, and it was tromping around. It sounded like a huge animal going through the rocks, and that it was eating something right outside the door. I was on edge for about 35 minutes. Didn't even want to move a muscle to attract the thing, even though I'm behind a solid metal door. The morning started off pretty uneventful. Thankfully, the skies were nice and blue. It wasn't raining or snowing anymore. Looks like some rain might be coming in, but I'm hoping it's not. I start cycling and I make it not even half a mile, and I start having issues with my cassette, with it freewheeling when I'm trying to pedal forwards. Felt like the chain wasn't even in the equation. The cassette was just free spinning. Started giving me pretty extreme trouble after I managed to ride about 2.5 miles on it. By that time I hit some pavement and it was no longer rideable. Walked a little ways and I came across a grouping of, cabins, and the first cabin that was closest to me, its chimney had some smoke coming out of it, so I went over and gave them a knock, and as I'm knocking on the door I see a sign that says, "We do not call 911, the placard of 2 revolvers. So I wasn't too sure. I was kind of hesitant to go knock on a stranger's door, but not really to my surprise, because I believe people have pretty good intentions all around. He invited me into his house, gave me hot cups of coffee, called up his buddy who was planning to run into town today or the next day, and he pushed his journey into town to today to bring me with my bike in the back of his pickup truck and his 2 dogs in the back, and we drove about 30 miles. He wouldn't accept for me to fill up his gas tank. He didn't want me to get him a cup of coffee, nothing at all. Just sharing our experiences was really all that they wanted to benefit from. Even though they were helping me tenfold, it would have been at least a 2 days walk for me to get to Pinedale, where a bicycle shop was, to get my bike repaired. So I get dropped off in Pinedale. I get my cassette, a new cassette put on, new brake pads for under 50 bucks out the door. And while I'm waiting for my bike to be repaired, I go next door to the gear shop looking for a new tent, because mine is not waterproof at all, I've been learning. Meet a really nice guy named Liam. He offers for me to stay at his house tonight, so I don't have the expense of a motel and I'm not camping outside. It's pretty wonderful. I'll get a shower, laundry, and probably a couch to sleep on. Very thankful. Checked out the museum, getting some stuff reorganized. If it doesn't start raining, I'm gonna cycle to Fremont Lake, about 3 miles away. Check that out and cruise back into town and probably buy some beer for these hosts that are putting me up for tonight. Life is good. Now on Highway 353, headed towards the basin. Tonight, planning to get to Lander Creek, nice water source, and a nice camp. Just a few ducks out here, nothing else really. Pavement turns to dirt. I guess we all do eventually, huh? Got a pronghorn way out there. Those guys, they can average about 30 to 40 miles per hour and hit a top speed of 60. Really something else. Be nice, be nice. Yeah, I've never been charged by a cow, but I've never ridden past cows on a bicycle before now. I've only walked, so I'm still not too sure. So far, so good though. I ended up missing my first turn, and I missed the turn and carried on for maybe 6 or 7 miles. Pulled over, had a snack, checked the guidebook again, and realized I missed my turn. So that was a little 2-hour sightseeing tour. I did see a cool goat, but it wasn't worth it. If someone told me you had to cycle 14 miles that direction to go see a goat, would not have taken it. But nonetheless, I'm back on track, climbing towards the Bridger National Forest. Still a couple trees lingering around. I didn't think I'd be seeing any more trees today, but I think today's campsite's gonna be really nice and probably the last trees that I see for 130 so miles. Here we are at Sweetwater Creek. Just had a really nice dip. Gonna be camping right here as well. You see there's a little fire ring someone set up over there. Got my clothes drying. Did a little laundry of my cycling shorts. Used my buff to dry off and it's drying over there. Pretty nice weather. Warm enough to just be standing here in the skins. Headed in this direction tomorrow. I believe it's about a 60-something mile day to get to the next water source, which is the reservoir, which I'll be camping at. I am going to bring enough water for an unplanned stay if I need to, if I can't get to the reservoir for whatever reason. But the plan is to get there and have a nice stay there tomorrow and keep drinking lots of water. I had a great meal in the town of Atlantic City at the Miner's Delight. I highly recommend it. It was just delicious and the people really treat you good in there. Today I met my first thru hikers. Ran into 5 of them, no 7 of them. And they seem to all be traveling from south to north. And they told me of a cyclist around here who's riding a hand-pedaled bicycle. But maybe he's here, or he's going south to north as well, and I won't see him. Not too sure. I also checked out South Pass City today, which was a pretty neat endeavor. For $5 you get to go walk around these old mining town buildings from the 1800s and 1900s that have been restored to like new quality, and they've got it all set up as if people are still living there. It was pretty neat to see. I highly recommend it. But as I was walking around, it hit me like, oh man, my body is just so tired. So, you know, I probably skipped about a quarter of it. I was just too tired. I wanted to get going to a good meal. I heard all across the land that Miner's Delight was a place to be, and I couldn't wait to get there. Well, tomorrow, 60-mile day. It'll be the biggest day I've done thus far. Check it outers. I'm on my way to the reservoir. Pretty early into it. My chain just broke. I'm working on fixing it. And to my right here, there's a pack of coyotes just hooting and hollering. Well, of course they stop calling once I get the camera out, but not too inspiring for this chain fix. I just saw a stud pie. I was like, man, I gotta look for a horse. There it is. Hi, beautiful. Be nice. Oh shit. Why does it keep looking at me? Be nice, beautiful. Be nice, baby. Play nice, alright. Woo! Wow! What a good looking animal. Holy shit. Yeah, you're beautiful. Just look at you. Hi. Hi. Oh my gosh. Woo! He's keeping up with me. He likes me. Just met a nice feller named Robert, and he's leapfrogging with a buddy of his, cycling the divide with a support truck. Who I'll probably be seeing the support truck, he said, within the next 30 minutes or so, and that he'd be happy to fill up my water bottles. Robert gave me some electrolytes to dump into the last bit of my water, which I've happily drank down, because he's told me that the intermittent stream up ahead, maybe 7-8 miles from here, is indeed flowing. Woo! Gonna have me a good bird bath and drink lots of water, take a huge big rest, and then cycle the remaining to the AMR or whatever it is, reservoir. Very happy to know that stream is flowing. I was getting a bit grim there, since I did end up missing Diagonus Wells. I think I was sidetracked by the horse. But all will be well. In about 7 miles, I'll have all the water I could ever need. Oh yeah. Today was a super rough one. All 66 miles, I really felt them. Really good to be here at the reservoir. Little oasis. Gonna cook some food, look over the map, my guidebook, and get some really good sleep tonight. Tomorrow, I might take a rest day here, or I might push on to Rollins, where a super duper rest awaits me with the hotel room. And my next main town is going to be Steamboat Springs, and that's going to put me into Colorado, which is going to be pretty sweet. Stayed here at First Choice Inn Motel, got a cyclist discount, came out to, it was 48 bucks. Pretty good deal, especially when all the other motels in the area want about $90. So I'm going to finish loading up and hit the road.